once again, the two constituents of mine here. Everyone, welcome back to the Peace Pipe Podcast, where we all get around and we talk peace and put our bullshit to the side. And for once, this is a special occasion, right, boys? This is the Mother's Day edition. For
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason, yeah. Well, anyways, this is up here. That's Xavier, the man with the mostest plan that knows all about skid steers, you know. And then Rambo, David Rambo, ready to fucking come at you from the bushes. Yep. And then I'm Anthony. How you guys doing today? So what's been going down?
Shit.
I am between jobs again.
Again?
What the fuck?
The whole not having a cigarette for 14 hours was, and I just
killing you.
The whole staying up from like fucking 4 in the afternoon to 7:30 in the morning, like, and not being able to have a cigarette, see my kids, my wife, really, like, sleep, coming home the next day, they're ready to go do their thing. I'm tired, but I can't sleep. It was fucking me up, so I was like, I'm done.
Fuck it. On the better things, then.
Oh
yeah.
Well, that's how you been.
I've been good, man. You know, just working.
Don't lie. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth, dude. Don't lie right now. So I'm about to put you on blast. You can't say
it. What's the drama?
What's it called? Going to a concert. You know, fighting.
First ever. There you go. First ever.
Yeah, my first ever concert. Almost fighting a dude in the fucking concert.
At a girly band. At a girly band show.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is this?
Baby Rick Ross, huh? Trying to get into it.
Him and his dad.
Oh, and your daddy? Damn. Double team on there.
Double team, bro. If anything, we went to the fucking Red Jumpsuit Apparatus concert.
What the fuck is that? Is that like rock?
Yeah.
It's rarely girly, but anyway.
Yeah, it's like some girly shit. But I think we went because my dad's girlfriend wanted to go, and they were like, "Well, you want to go?" I'm like, "Sure." Okay.
They found the one spiced up guy because he had a tampon in his ass.
Jesus, man, straighten.
Yeah. Oh, the guy was native too.
Oh yeah, drunk native.
Oh damn.
Drunk native, bro. I was like, fuck.
I bet both of you guys didn't understand each other. How you're talking like an old native man, Tim. What's your problem, dude? You probably heard, what's the problem?
We're gonna all go to what's the problem here?
Talking like a medicine man to everybody. But yeah, same old shit like always. But since today is a special episode, in my opinion, I would like to talk about something that we all need to talk about as men. We need to give our hats off to motherfucker, right? To the women, the native women of our tribes. Yeah, take that punk ass hat out too. There you go. Yeah. We gotta give homage to all the women, especially the native women, because a lot of the native women, that's what makes the home. Going way back into the olden days, literally, they're the homemakers. They're the main people they're the only ones that made the teepees. They're the ones that skinned the animals. They're the ones that made the hides first, for blankets. They're the one that braids the men's hair. That brings them good things in life. So it all comes from native women.
I was gonna say, I feel like men in those times, like, thought they had it rough because they had to hunt, but women it took the tribe to build your kids. It took them teaching them skills to learn how to hunt if they were males, not females, and learning how to do trades that were men didn't know.
Exactly. Yeah. Things only the women they can do the best at. And our home even today wouldn't be a home without a woman in the home with us. So hats off to the women. And I would like to say, to the indigenous women, the missing and murdered and endangered women, indigenous women. I'm sorry, I'm drinking a little bit. It's called the activism for missing and murdered indigenous women. And this isn't just from one state, this is all of America. There's thousands of cases of Native American women missing and presumed murdered. And a lot of the time they're reclassified as suicides and drug overdoses. And a lot of the times they're misclassified as their race. They're not showing up as Native American women. So big shout out to all the activists for that, because we need to always make sure we remember all the women that are missing.
Everybody.
Yeah. Anyways, since we went through that thing, how are things with you other than that, Dave?
Man, it has been crazy. Let's see. Okay, let me just say this. Not to get people in the wrong way or anything, but it is the Saturday before Mother's Day just like National Fuck Day or what? Because
every fuckhead around, I swear to God, I was gonna get fucking so mad yesterday too. And yesterday was my birthday too. And they
happy late birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Anthony.
Yeah, but yesterday was my birthday, and the 10th of May is Mexican Mother's Day, which no matter what, it's always on the 10th. But in America, we celebrate on the day after the Sunday that falls right after the 10th. So yeah, I don't know what it was. It was a bunch of drunk assholes, people driving crazy, not signaling, fucking acting crazy, like a bunch of stupid assholes, if you ask me.
Dude, we're DoorDash and Uber and Grubhubbing in, but we had this dude open his fucking door and just thinking it was my wife the whole time because it doesn't say on her app or her side that I'm with her, and dude shocked that there was a dude and stuff, and he was fully covered, but you could tell dude he was like saying something, bro. I was like, you're a fucking weirdo. And then my wife was like laughing because the next place we went to was like some bitch getting out of the shower and like her fucking barely dressed. I was like, this is fucking. I don't know. Yesterday was weird, but.
Try to get you. They probably knew you guys were together. Probably some weird couple shit. Like, come on in, babe, my wife. What the fuck? That shit around here.
But I do want to say this. Though. Seriously, to everybody out there that is mother, that means, Anthony's mom, Xavier's mom, my wife, Anthony's wife, Xavier's future wife when he has one. Happy Mother's Day, Angelica. For me, especially, I love you. You're amazing. You're a great mother. Keep the great work. So that's the part.
Same for me. My wife said she listened to Maria, and I love you, but my house wouldn't be a home without you. Just let everyone know that.
And I want to wish my mom happy Mother's Day as well. My mom, Virginia. I miss you and I love you.
I didn't forget about you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. But my wife, yes, happy Mother's Day. Loving my mom too.
Yeah, my mother too. I know we don't really talk that much, but I know she probably listened to Mom. Happy birthday, Mama.
Yeah, I mean, I know my mom's listening, but I try to talk to her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, bitch.
Yeah. What about you, X?
Me? What about me?
Come on. Tell us more about the show that you went to. Don't lie, dude. Don't hold.
What led up to this almost fist fight accident?
Well, believe it or not, the first opening band, it was like a small band. They just got done playing. They only played like 3-4 songs, and then after that they were like up and out of there, But out of the fucking blue, this random ass dude just comes out like running basically from the fucking crowd all the way up to the front. And we thought he was like with somebody, but I guess he was there by himself. And what's it called? He just like starts headbanging to nothing. Like nothing's really playing. Only like songs from like different bands, just like keep everybody in a mood.
He probably fucking pre-gamed hella hard then.
Probably, man. Because he was just jamming out to that. And then the entire fucking time, these two chicks, that one was behind him and one was next to him on his left. He kept like bumping into them and shit, I was like, what the fuck's up with this guy? And then, they're telling him like quit his shit. And then he's like, he comes out saying like, oh, you need to shut the fuck up. Start calling them bitches and all that. Next thing you know, he's fucking taking off his hat, unbraiding his hair and shit. Starts like headbanging. But he's like trying to like intentionally like hit these chicks, you know. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck's this guy's problem? And so I'll turn around, I'll look at my dad, I'm like, should I be the one, or do I gotta be the one who has to knock this motherfucker out? And my dad's like, as long as he's not fucking with you, and as long as he's not fucking, you know, with my girl, it doesn't matter, you know. But the moment he does, then you can do something. I was like, okay.
Your dad's got some sense. He's smart. He's like, don't fuck with them unless it gets too far.
Yeah. But I think someone called security. He came, didn't do shit. He basically just told the guy to calm the fuck down, you know? And then he fucking left. And then this fucking dude decides to like do it, but like 2 times more, you know? So after a while, I got to a point where I was like, man, fuck this shit. I ain't gonna wait. So I remember I had my white t-shirt on, or no, was it a white t-shirt? No, it wasn't a white t-shirt. I forgot what the fuck I was wearing. But I remember I took that off and I was just in my fucking muscle shirt. You know, I'm like tucking in my fucking shirt to my back pocket. I'm like, I'm about to fucking jump at this guy, right? And then all of a sudden, fucking the same security guy, he comes back, grabs a guy, but he's also with another security guard, and he drag his ass out and just like kick him out the show. But I mean, the remaining of the concert,
I've seen these guys twice. This is my wife, and the first time we got a onesie signed. The second time she met everyone the first time, but the second time we got to like meet them more and all that. But like, it's such a pussy show, dude. I was the rowdiest motherfucker when I seen them both times. Like
a lot of I noticed like a lot of young like people my age are there, you know. It's not really too many like older people.
And here's my second question: why are you wearing a muscle shirt under your t-shirt? You should have just showed up in the muscle shirt, ready for action, bro. You should have never showed up in the t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just wanted to wear a shirt.
You should have showed off the python. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you weren't ready for action, man. You should have been ready for battle. Full regalia.
Oh yeah, no. I'll be sure to wear my war paint on my face with my feathers and shit.
And gloves with no fingers on them,
Fucking funny enough, they're right here.
You do got them, yeah. See, I'm fucking ready for action, player.
Yeah. Fucking Milwaukee, man.
So here's another question. Okay, so X and I were talking about this already, and X hasn't been. That was his first concert. I want to take him to something that's way more heavy. Would you be willing to go?
To what, a metal concert? Nah, I'm good.
Oh come on, dude, really?
That's not my scene.
It doesn't matter if it's your scene. Everyone's loved. You might get punched, maybe, or kicked,
that's
or
what's cool about, that's probably the only good thing about it. I can punch someone and they'll be cool with it.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't go straight just punching somebody.
Like, yo, what's up, man?
Man, we're all here for a good time. Fuck no. I was telling this guy back in the day when I grew up in LA, it was the shit to like go hang out with the rockers. We used to call them the butt rockers, right? Because they do weird shit. Yeah, butt rockers. So we go hang out with the butt rockers, but they had the best weed too. They knew where all the good kush was at. So back in my day, in like the early 2000s, it was hard to get. Like there was a lot of good weed back in the day, but it was hard to get it because a lot of motherfuckers would buy it up, you know. And that was back in the day. It was like $20 a gram. So not a lot of weed was around. So you had to go find the good weed. The best place to go find it was with all the butt rockers. They were cool. You go hang out with them. They call them gigs. Those who have like a party in the nighttime, and just some fucking random person's backyard, and they just have all the lights out, and they're just fucking playing. And it's just a bunch of motherfuckers hanging out, smoking weed, drinking 40s, and fucking mosh pitting and shit. That was good times. Good times.
Yeah.
But you won't go to a metal show with me and X to make content.
I don't know, man. To make content?
At the show, yeah.
like record a concert.
Well, yeah, it'd be like there's X getting punched in the face, or there's X in the mosh pit, or there's X getting,
It'd be a good time, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You would like to an E40 concert or something like that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, see, but you want to go to E40 concert, right? Uh-huh.
I'll go. Let's go see. I'd rather see Bone Thugs, but let's go.
Yeah, all right. Fuck it, I'm down with that. We gotta go to like a Pothead thing or like a Cypress Hill concert. That'd be dope too.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Cannabis.
They got like some shit where they're what's that one fucking band that they're in? It's like them and fucking EPMD. No, the dudes from fucking Public Enemy. Yeah, they're in a heavy metal band too. You never heard that shit?
No.
Let's look it up. Cypress Rock Band. I forgot what it's called.
What?
Cypress Hill Rock Band. I forgot. Shit. But I'm not a rocker dude, so I don't know fucking. I ain't no butt rocker. You guys out here rocking butts. Yeah, I'll be down to do something like that. That'd be cool.
I
think that is the rock band. Cypress
okay,
Hill.
so here's one more thing that I want to bring up, and we can talk about this on the podcast. It's not a bad thing. I told X the idea, so X kind of gets it, I hope. But at least once a day, we all three should come up with a short, and this is what I kind of talked to you last time about. But we choose an image of something that interests you, and give me an image, and tell me what you want to say, and I can put it on top about that image just to make sense.
All right, figure that out.
Did you find it, X?
Yeah.
What's the name of the band?
Actually, it's Cypress Hill. It says Cypress Hill all over the place.
Okay, this guy. I think it's Be Real heavy metal band.
Fucking bracelet, bro.
What's the name of that shit?
Talking about the band that he collabed with, or like the band that he had?
Yeah, he's in another band. I gotta look at the name of that shit. Prophets of Rage, that's the name of it. It's Rage Against the Machine, Audio Slave, Back and Forth. 2 members of Public Enemy.
Yeah, they got some collab with Pearl Jam too.
Prophets of Rage. That's pretty dope as fucking name. Anyways, so you got anything interesting?
What was that?
You got anything interesting, X?
Me? Shit, man. I was actually talking to David about how, the more we start recording these episodes, the more I start getting into that mood where I would just want to record my own shit,
Well, you're gonna do the video game shit. That's why.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing video game shit.
He's gonna be doing more than that. Don't want him idea.
No.
He's gonna be doing Twitch, dude, YouTube. He's gonna be doing fucking TikTok, IG, Facebook. He's gonna.
Okay.
X is gonna be so famous, dude. We'll never get him on the podcast again.
Shit. Doubt that.
Well, you don't think so? You don't know that?
True. No, but yeah, doing these podcasts, man, doing these episodes, it's been make me feel more confident, at least confident enough to where I can actually start and doing shit on my own, you know. I know that's one thing I've been working on, at least like on myself mentally, is like my confidence. So yeah, it helps, honestly. It helps a lot. Yeah.
Well, you have anything interesting? I was going to talk about see my fuck. You think about anything to bring up with Native American women from your tribe?
Yeah, like they're famous women.
Yeah, you have any famous women from your tribe?
Yeah, I actually found out that I'm Lipan Apache. That's my clan's name. And I actually looked into it, and there was a famous Native woman. She was actually a warrior, is what I actually read. Her name is Lozen.
Cherokee?
She's Apache, Lipan Apache.
Good thing. Don't ever bring up a Cherokee princess because there's about 5 million of them out there. Apparently.
No, I have Comanche blood and I do have Aztec blood, but I need to look into that. I need to look in more into that.
Have you ever thought about doing like that ancestry tree thing?
Yeah, I thought about it. I want to do it.
What about you, Anthony? Would you do it?
I gotta do it soon. I'm trying to get all my paperwork done so I can get me and my kids signed up. But I'm not sure if they'll let my kids because of their blood, the percentage of blood. Because I'm Shoshone Paiute and Navajo, so I can still get on there for either or. But for my kids, I had to see what's the whole restriction on the blood, because you have to have a certain percentage of blood to get benefits from it. But it's not like they give you fucking money. You know what I mean? It just
sometimes they do.
Sometimes, like once in the blue moon. I know the Navajo Nation that my mom got money like twice in her whole life, that's pretty cool. But it really depends on like the Native American activists and people that are fighting for like rights and mineral rights or land pollution and all kinds of lawsuits and shit. I think that was the last one that happened was because of a lawsuit for mineral rights for like some shit and the in the reservation in the Navajo Nation. So when big things happen like that, when they get money, that's what they do. They spread the love. You know what I mean? They give money to a little bit of everyone that's registered in the tribe. But people thinking that when you natives you get money, like fuck no, we don't get money. Even the people that live.
No, my mom maybe gets checked once every 3 to 6 months.
See, it's different for different tribes. My grandma, she's full-blooded Navajo. She's never gotten money like that. Never got money.
Well, no, she don't get a lot, dude. My mom will maybe get like $200-300.
See, even then, too, I never heard my grandparents getting. They're both full.
But then again, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Every tribe's different. The way they're making their money is different. I heard the tribes that do have money that they have money through this casino. One of the big ones is the Cherokee ones. The Cherokee ones are the ones that get money because of the casinos and shit like that. But it really depends. It depends. A lot of times it goes into communities, like into the reservation to bring people together to get fucking running water and running shitters. Because a lot of those places, a lot of reservations, they don't have none of that. Like the basic necessities, like a fucking shitter that flushes your turd out the damn house. Or fucking running water coming from the faucet. There's a lot of people now still. They go to a fucking watering hole and they fill up a tank of water to bring them home. You know what I mean? Still going on nowadays. So it's a lot of ups and downs with the money from native tribes and all that shit. But yeah, I got to do that pretty soon. You know what's crazy about the ancestry shit too, right? I've heard a lot of people were getting caught, like serial killers were getting caught like that too. They're looking into they're looking into their bloodline, right? But when they're looking into their bloodline, they're getting caught. Because
you're giving your DNA to the government, and then they're fucking taking your DNA, and they're like, "Hey, this matches DNA of the serial killer on the blood knife." Like, no shit. I mean, honestly, like, if you're a criminal and you've done something stupid like that, like, how stupid can you really, truly fucking be to be like, I'm going to try Ancestry? Because they're not going to tell anybody, and they're like, this guy fucking, killed this many people.
Yeah, no, that's fucking true.
I hope more dumbasses that do shit like that fall for it.
Yeah, unless you got arrested before, which I don't even think. Like, even if you got arrested, they just take your fingerprints, but they don't take your DNA like that unless you've done other shit. So a lot of the times, they can have DNA, but they don't know who it's from. A lot of the fucking times, I heard somewhere too that the FBI says they have fucking like over 100 serial killers active still to this day.
God
Serial
damn.
killers, yeah, and it's because they don't bring it to attention because they don't want people to be worried about it. But there's a lot of serial killers that are not fucking caught.
Avoid Highway 50.
On Highway 50?
Dude, avoid it. Yeah. Okay, look at this. Like, I want people to get interested in this. Like, there's a book written about it. There's signs that say the U.S.'s loneliest highway. Why is it the loneliest highway? Why is it that you see cars broken down with everything missing? And then there's nobody around. Like, and then you go back a month later and they're gone. And then you go back a month later and then you find a new vehicle, nothing there. Like, it's a matter of time. Just don't get another 50.
I believe shit like that. You never know. Motherfuckers they're smart enough not to get caught.
You ever heard of this from and who wrote it was Stephen King. Desperation, I believe it was.
Yeah, you were telling us last time about that shit too. I was looking at that movie. I think it was on fucking YouTube too. It's funny because
crazy, bro.
I watched the beginning of the movie and it was funny because it was like these white couple that were driving and they had a fucking bunch of weed in the back, like a bunch of pounds of weed, and that's like totally some Nevada shit. Someone driving across Nevada, coming in, from northern Nevada coming down south, trying to bring some weed, and that's just the classic thing right there. Yeah, but I believe that shit. Nevada's a weird fucking place.
There's a gateway to hell here. Well, a gateway, but who knows?
Oh, you think some weird shit's going on like that, like in the desert somewhere?
No, I want to say like it would be some kind of satanic ritual, but at the same time, Christians are just so fucking weird to me. I wouldn't doubt that it was them pretending. Because honestly, like the guy that I call me an asshole, but the guy that just got Pope from Chicago, that guy's fucking pedo.
You think so?
Dude, he didn't become Pope just for no reason. He fucked around with a lot of kids, bro.
Damn.
Where are your sources here? That's speculation.
Christianity. You never hear about a Satanist ever raping a child or hurting anyone that's innocent. It's only the people that think they know it all, don't they?
Because you hear all the time about Satanists raping and murdering the children. So yeah, that's wrong.
Whoa, where'd you hear that?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about you want to get into that today, okay? Have you ever heard of something? This is an old time, right? This is back in the day. One of the first conspiracy theorists. His name was John Todd. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
You should look it up, X. And this was back in the day. This was in the 70s, mid 70s, late 70s. He came out and he was an activist talking about how there's a lot of crazy shit. And he said that for a long time he was an occultist. But the way his story is told is like that. For him, it was like, I'm not a Satanist, I'm an occultist, and we practice magic. And he was in the military for a long, long time. He got in some trouble in the military, and a lot of the people that were involved in the occultism that he was involved in, a lot of shit like that. But this is what's weird though, because a lot of the facts that the things that turn out to be like weird, like how you're shaking your head, a lot of that turned out to be facts. Like how they talked about, satanic shit in rock and roll back in the day, or how they say you can play a record back and hear satanic shit. Tell me that's not true though. Tell me it ain't true.
It's probably not. And I have to say probably. I don't know 100% about the record thing, but no.
To my point, because we're native, right? So whenever people do ceremonies that I've seen and I've heard from personally people that have done it themselves, it always involves music. It always involves a certain type of chant, a drum line, a beat to spiritually put you in a different plane. I believe in the same way music, it influences us to do certain shit. Like how they said when that one kid that killed himself to the Ozzy Osbourne record, what's that one suicide song they have? That goes back to all kinds of shit. Kids get influenced easily, But I feel like music at some point, like if it makes you like subconsciously, it makes you think a certain way. You know what I mean? All these things that they say in music about murdering people, that has not just not rock, you know, all kinds of shit. They even
That
say that
happens with books.
yeah.
I mean,
Even
yeah.
some
I mean,
even some people say it has to do with like even in Christian rock music too. I've heard people say that Christian rock music is one of the worst rock music you can listen to because they claim to be Christian, but they're really not. They're all about making their money. I believe in that big time. A lot of people say that symbolism and all this that, you know, old school magic, you know, why does it have to do a lot with Egyptian symbolism? The eye of Horus, the one eye, or the pyramid with the triangle with the eye.
but see, that's the fucked up part. So you just got everything twisted to me. So you can't blame the eye of the pyramid or even the Egyptian signs on Satanism. That's an
It's
Egyptian
not.
thing.
It's an occult practice. It's old magic. That's what it is. It does
Right,
not.
but that goes back to Egyptian. Okay, okay. Let me just say this. Not only that, God's word is false, and then we can break this down in another scenario, and we can go deeper into the dive. I'm okay with that. But I do have to say though, like if you're gonna bring up the whole like Eye of the Pyramid or any Horus, or if you want to bring up Ra or anything like that, like I have to say like I disagree, and this is what makes podcasts right. Like I disagree with that because um they're two different elements. Like it was the Egyptians that held who was it, Abraham and his and he lied to his or was maybe it was Abraham and he lied that you know he was with his wife and that he said he was brother and sister and blah 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 and they go down the fucking rabbit hole
Yeah.
and
So
and
that's
like it doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, it's two different stories.
yeah, but doesn't that have it does have a connection with occultism? I'm not talking about Satanism. Remember that.
Okay. Let me just say this. Okay. So, okay, that's where I messed up because I thought you were talking about Satanism. But I will say this about Satanism because then I am completely wrong with everything we just stated. But with Satanism, did you know this? That the actual hospital, every time you go to the hospital, if you go to Renown or St. Mary's or anything like that, you live in New York and you go to that major hospital and you go get checked out, the whole rod with the staff with the two snakes going around it.
That's an old.
That's a satanic symbol.
It is. And was the Pope had a staff with that same symbolism with the two snakes coming up and beating at the heads at the top of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
That's
that shit. Yeah, and no matter what the symbolism comes from, where it may represent satanic.
It comes from it does come from me.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that people need to realize that they need to be more aware of, you know what I mean? Because that's why Egyptian occultism is around so much now, still to this day, thousands of years later, is because of, you know, the influence.
You want to know why though? A lot of people want to say Egyptians have a lot to do with satanic symbolizes them, even that they don't. It's the reason why, and I know you're going to be like, why? But the reason why is because in the Bible, once again, they go to Egypt, and he says that's his sister, and the whole story goes. And anyway, in the middle of the story, or the whole part of the story, is the Egyptians worshipped different gods. They didn't worship Satan. They didn't worship Lucifer. They worshiped the sun god. They idolized something that was different than that was of God.
Yeah,
they didn't. But it had nothing to do with worshiping Lucifer, which is the bearer of light. By the way, it had nothing to do with him.
No. But when it comes down to it, it's all the same. Well, in my point of view being a Christian, it's Satan's way to bring you away from God. So praise me or not, praise something else but Jesus, because it's going to bring you more away from God, is what Satan wants. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but from my point of view, being a Christian, that's my point of view on it. I don't know what your take on it is.
What about you?
I think that's true because inherently, too, people as a whole, they want to believe in something. They want to give themselves to something. That's why when Moses went up to the mountain to talk to God, to give him the commandments, he came back down off the hill, and all the people that were waiting for him in the camp on the bottom of the hill, they all like, oh, let's bring all our gold together. And they made an idol, I forgot what the idol was. I think it was a bull or like a calf or something like that. And they made it to worship it. And when Moses came down to show him the tablets of God's commandments, he was so upset. He dropped one of the tablets and said, "What is wrong with you people? You're worshiping idols. You're going against God." And that's where a lot of it's inherently people, they want to believe in something. You
So
know,
here's
that's the choice.
do you know that? Do you know this as a Christian? And X, I want you to get your opinion after we're done. But did you know this though? When Moses was right there with everybody, and he walked up to the tablet, when he walked down with the tablets, and I don't know if you recognize this or read past it or didn't recognize it. Maybe, I don't know. But did you know he looked exactly double his age, pretty much?
When he came off the mountain?
Correct.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I didn't.
But okay, so here's a trivia question. Why did here's two actually. What did he talk to, and why did he look so old?
What did he talk to? I think that's the part in the Bible when he goes and talks to God, but he can't speak to God directly.
Correct. So that which makes him old. So when God talks to him through a different form, it ages him. But what is the form that he takes to talk to him?
I think it was a light.
It was close.
No, it was the burning bush, wasn't it?
The burning bush, correct. And that's why when he talked to God, because God cannot look upon sin, that's just before Jesus, his son, or himself, the three, the Holy Trinity. God had to talk to him through a burning bush, but at the same time, it aged Moses so much in that 10 minutes. Pretty much, they said an estimate of doing the math around 10 to 20 minutes conversation that it aged him in double time.
Man, that's
he went up at was looking at 30. He came back looking at 65.
Damn, that's some shit.
And that so here, plot twist. Let's just say the Bible's wrong, and the dude that went up there got murdered, and the old man walked down in his clothes. And it was Satan that told the lies or the truth for you not to listen.
Anything's possible when it comes down to it. There's a lot of misunderstandings in the Bible just due to, translation from languages from the old religious text to now, King James Version. I feel like
I do want to ask you, what version do you read?
King James.
Yeah.
The Old and the New Testament together. That's the Christian Bible.
Yeah.
But then, the Catholics, they have their own, the Baptists have their own, all this and that, you know what I mean? What's crazy, like even Jewish people, they still read the Old Testament. But they don't.
See, I want to keep going. I really do, dude. I really want to hold this conversation. But, dude, we kind of been silent. You got anything you want to add to this?
Just the whole, I just think that's fucking crazy. Just everything about it.
That's
you got me. Y'all got me on the fucking hospital part because I just got out of the hospital. That's what got me right there.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of symbolism still to this day. A lot of people don't realize what the symbolism actually means.
Yeah. So you think people just take all these symbols and like misuse them?
But think like this: what's the reason for it? Yeah, what's the big fucking deal to put these symbolisms in our face every day?
I got one at X. You can actually look this up over why I bring it up. Believe it or not, and X is probably ready. But did you know that when you use emojis, each emoji is actually a satanic emoji that they use from a carving from back in the day to recreate? So we can kill each other.
Yeah, I fucking heard about that shit. There was like, I think, was it it was like the laughing emoji with the tears, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And that was a fucking symbol.
All of them. No, every single one of them actually means something. And it's
even
crazy.
The one that has shit on it, the shit emoji.
I would say more the faces than it would be like the shit or the giraffe or the whatever animal or food or the Eiffel Tower or whatever.
Okay, so just like faces then. Oh, I know there was. I seen one. There was like the one with the devil.
So
on it.
when you write your mother good morning, happy Mother's Day, God bless you, if you say that, and you put an emoji smiley face, it 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 can't it goes against each other. Like it might seem nice because that's
Oh,
how you picture it, but in reality, if you want to break it down, it does it's satanic. Oh,
see, I
did we
didn't
lose?
fucking know. I didn't know that until I watched that fucking video. It was a YouTube short. I watched it. That's where I watched it. I think I gotta fucking look that up, man, because now you got me started.
Dude, spiritual. Honestly, that's where like with my wife, she might have like her thoughts of whatever in her head, but like she is my main focus on everything.
Yeah,
Without my kids, like they're a big inspiration, but like there's a lot of negativity. If you just looked around, like that's why like I don't know. Sometimes like we'll be driving and she'll be like, "What do you look like?" I'll just be staring at clouds, dude. Like there's nothing like peace, happiness.
no, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, like this.
My bad. What was that now?
Oh,
Oh
we're just good.
no, I'm still on the whole thing though. I'm still on the whole emoji thing.
The symbolism. They say that the symbolism for each face, the smiley faces, the emoji faces themselves are different demons that you summon. That's what I've seen somewhere. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder why things are certain, like symbolisms are certain things. I've even heard like too, like the Olympic symbolism too, like the rings together. That's fucking bad.
No, let me see if I can actually share this. All right, can y'all see it?
Hell no.
Really? Oh yeah, I don't see shit. What the fuck?
He's
That's
trying
weird. I'm
to
trying to share the screen.
doesn't want you to
You
show
would
the
have
game. That's why.
you would have to join with your laptop to the email. You would have to send it to yourself to an email,
Mm,
and you would be able to, and I'd be able to push, put you up here again.
Whoever's
damn.
hosting is the one that can actually have it, like on there.
Well,
Yeah.
so if you guys want to do this, we all pitch in about $7 a month, and we pay for the premium, or we pitch in 50, and we do the best value, 15 each, or pretty
I'm
much
already paying
18
like
each.
35 too already a month for the StreamYard shit too.
Don't pay for it. You don't do that. We're using the same account online, so
You're using
I
yours.
would need to
Okay.
correct because it's hooked up to the channel.
Bitch. Tell me now, huh?
You cancel that shit. Get your money back.
But yeah,
Yeah, I
symbolism.
just been.
Because
Yeah.
if you're paying for it, dude, I might as well give you the channel and all the passwords for everything, and then you take part ownership of it, or we all three own it. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever, it's all good. I don't. It don't matter that much to me.
Well, you would be able to actually you could put the back screen on if you're paying for this shit, dude, like you could have the thumbnail in the background right now. You can make everything so much better. I can give you an actual intro, like a made intro.
Oh
Like,
shit. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. We'll
if
figure
you're
this.
already paying for it, dude, I'm just going to hit you up after. We're going to talk with this shit, and we're going to make the shit better.
We will figure this out. Yes, Dave. No problem.
I'm not paying it. I've been going. I've been joining through the links.
Well, no, you would still be able to join. So if Anthony's already paying for, what are you paying for right now?
I don't even fucking know. It's just the $35 a month. I don't even know what the fuck it's
Okay,
for.
so he's paying for the best one pretty much. So with that being said, is Anthony? We're gonna make him host, right? So he's gonna take over the channel, and he's going to be able to make everything look way better. He's going to be able to have access to everything, and he's going to be able to highlight, whatever pops up to, whatever. We Another thing is, if you guys are okay with this, we start putting up like giveaways once a month.
A what?
Yep.
A giveaway.
A giveaway? I'm down with that. We got to start making some merch and stuff. But I do want to start doing once a week now. We'll do like every other week. We'll do a regular one like this, and then like we'll do one that we just watch something, for like an hour.
But okay, so here's the thing: is if we do the watch one, is we can't hear anything, right? Like, because then we get a YouTube copy strike, and then we have to it'll cancel out everything, and we'll have.
We can't even do that shit then.
So if we watch something, we would have to watch something while muting down here and listening, and then when one of us paid attention to both the documentary or movie and the phone or computer at the same time, we would have to communicate back and forth. That would be slightly, and because we can't, once again, hear music or video of other content, that would hurt us.
Lame.
Yeah.
YouTube's been getting stupid as shit. I remember when YouTube first came out. You remember back in the day when first time you ever heard of YouTube?
Yeah, of course.
What's the first time you ever heard of YouTube?
2002, middle school. I was at Eagle Valley Middle School in Carson Middle.
Remember that shit, X, back in the day? You were probably a baby.
Yeah.
That was before Facebook, though. That was before Facebook. We had MySpace.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have a MySpace, though.
I was still in the sack around that time.
My wife did. She had one, but I didn't.
Where I came from, everyone used the MySpace to bang on each other. They used to like put all their gang shit on there. Way before your time. I was still swimming in your daddy's nutsack back in the day.
Yeah. I gained consciousness around 4 or 5, so as far back as I could remember, really.
God damn.
And that was like 2008, 2009, honestly.
Man, yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, I remember YouTube back in the day was the shit. It was crazy as fuck. There was some graphic ass shit on YouTube back in the day. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucking cracked that shit though.
So get this. Here's one. Like, because of my previous channels, like I had live feeding videos all the time, right? So back in the day, those would get like 2-3 million views easy a pop, because people weren't used to seeing it. But because when I started BPL, people were so against it that it hurt my channel on views more than it would have way back in the early YouTube days.
Why? What were you doing? Weirdo shit?
No, like me throwing a rat in and watching the snake eat it. Like right now, I'd maybe average about 300 views, 10,000 views, somewhere around there. Back in the day, dude, you'd average about 500,000 people to watch that video because they were like, no way, he's not going to feel a live rat. Like,
oh, it ain't the same nowadays. I can't believe people are uppity about shit like that. Like hunting videos are starting to crack down on them. I love watching me some like night vision hunting when they're like shooting rabbits or like mice or rats in the field. That's just fucking bad.
Even if it's like antelope or elk or deer or anything like that, like it's fun to watch, and like people hate on it. It's like that's like these people pay to go hunting. They get their tag.
You remember that shit back in the day? I remember it was like 2010s. It was this doctor got in trouble. He was into some shit because he was putting social media pictures of him killing with the dead lion that he hunted. You remember that shit? No. He was on a lion hunt. He went down to Africa, and he went to Africa. Then he spent a bunch of money, like in the tens of thousands of dollars. I think it was like $50,000-$60,000 to go all the way down there, pay for a guide, and go and hunt and kill a lion. And a lot of people were pissed about it. They said, "Well, fuck, that fool went through all kinds of shit." And you ever seen videos of people hunting lions? You ever seen that shit?
Not really, no.
Watch. Look it up right now. Just look up lion hunt.
I can't because I use my phone. I don't have a laptop, computer, or tablet.
Wait, yeah, Xavier.
I got you.
Lion hunt. That's
Lion.
it's because the lions are smart too. Like they know they're being hunted. So at a certain point, as they're trying to take their shot, the lion will fucking sometimes pounce on them and start running at them and shit. Like this one I seen, he was shooting at the lion. And the rifles they use only have 2 shots in them. They're like a double barrel shotgun, but they're big fucking rounds. They're bigger than a 50 cal. I think they're 600 nitro or some shit like that. Big fucking rounds. So they're shooting at the lion. He shoots him once, bam, and there's 2 other people there with their rifles just in case. But the fucking lion gets like 10 feet from him and he puts him down with one more shot. And as the lion dies, he like kind of leaps at him and knocks him over, and he dies with the lion on top of him. That's some shit. You gotta have some balls to hunt some lion. That motherfucker will kill your ass.
What about, okay, believe this or not, have you ever heard of the real, okay, there's 2 actually. There's the real Tarzan. Have you guys heard of him?
I heard it's down in Mexico. Yeah, I heard about that.
Okay, and then have you guys heard, what's that one that, it's the kid from the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I know you're talking about that one too. Yeah.
I honestly don't remember that kid's name.
So anyway, if you could think of his name, so I've had him on my previous channel, on my live stream, dude. Like this dude fucks around with like chimpanzees in person. He fucks around with alligators, crocodiles, sharks, snakes. Horses, cows, the basic animal to the advanced animal. Like you think about it, this dude has fun with them. Like he runs with tigers and shit. Like. And he's around like gorillas and fucking dude, like crazy shit. I can't think of the kid.
What happened? That fool actually like got raised by some animals or some shit like that?
No, dude, that's just his passion.
He's just fucking weird, man. I'm telling you, one day the fucking monkey's gonna rip his eyeballs out or some shit, or fucking bear's gonna tear his arm off. Freedom warrior type shit. I don't know. Some people are good with animals. They have that like, I don't know. It's like a touch. It's like spiritually you're connected to animals. I've known people that are like that, but that fucking brazen, so we can run with fucking tigers and shit. I don't know about all that, man. Yeah, no.
Says his name was Dina Senekar. I might have butchered the fuck out of that.
You had the dude for real. You had the real dude on your podcast.
Yeah, I've had. Here's one. Hey, X, look this up right now. Always Evolving Pythons. I've had him on my channel. This dude has about 6 million subscribers.
Always what?
Always Evolving Pythons. His name's Miguel Garcia.
I don't really like snakes. I'm not scared of snakes. I'll hold a snake, you know. I'm not like scared of like, oh, it's gonna bite me, whatever, you know what I mean? But
just his main photo, you should see him holding a big ass lizard. And he has like tattoos and whatnot.
I would love to have an iguana. I would like to have a dope ass iguana or like a nice ass fucking what is that shit? Chameleon. That'd be dope to have.
Why chameleon though?
Because they change colors and shit, or slightly, you know what I mean? Plus they're like high maintenance, especially you get like those blue ones. You see those ones that are like turquoise blue? Those motherfuckers are.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have like a humidifier in there and like a whole habitat. I would love to have some shit like that. That'd be fucking dope.
Not even.
Why not?
I'm just saying, like the habitat and all that. Like you're saying, not even, bro. Like, don't let media lie to you. You could look at BPL, my last episode. Like, dude, like you can look up my last YouTube channel, and like you can see, like when I went to the Reptile Expo and I want to say Vallejo. Like they had chameleons like you were talking about, like dude, like, and I showed video of them like for like $300. Dude, they don't need as much as people say, like the community, like they need it, but like
it's just to be nice. He can put his ass in the fucking metal box, huh?
I don't know about that part. I mean, in my basement, metal box, but
fucking habitat. Which one? What is the middle ground here? Metal box with the twig.
So like most people, like, right, like a lot of people that go to the expos are first time reptile owners, or like, you know, or in that animal genre, reptiles or amphibians or fish or, you know, whatever. And like they buy one and they buy this a badass tank. That's cool. I'm not hating on it. I'm not a one and done snake guy, right? Like I want a lot. So mine is like a racking system. So here I'm gonna show you some shit. This is
Oh shit! Are they just like hanging out in a drawer like that?
well that's a snake rack. That's what it looks like for a ball python. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Some people want to buy.
Do you ever let your snakes out just to roam?
Sometimes.
For real?
Yeah.
You ever lose a snake?
No.
Nah. You ever get close to losing a snake? Like that motherfucker was one of the cat or something.
I lost. Okay. Yes, I guess my wife will tell you I lost 2. But we found both of them, but it took months.
Oh shit! It took months to find them.
It took months. Hold on, what?
Yeah.
How the fuck you lose that? Damn. Did it
So
go?
we
Yeah,
lost
that long.
we lost our biggest. Well, okay. So there's 3 actually. We lost our biggest female. She took about 4 months to find, 4 or 5 months to find. And we lost Freya. I think it took her 3 days to find. And we lost somebody else, but we found them.
How did you find the snake? Tell us how you found each snake.
Well, first one, Minerva, the big bitch, she was hard. Like she's big, so I gave up finding her. I was like, she'll appear. And one day, just waking up, she was trying to get inside another snake enclosure, and I was like, "Found you, bitch."
Oh shit! I'm hungry, huh, motherfucker. So that's what happens with snakes. They just know, like, oh, it's time to stop fucking around. It's time to go back in the box.
Pretty much, because they know that's where the food is.
Mm.
So do you feed your snakes live food, or what do you feed the snakes?
Live every time.
So,
I don't do frozen.
A mouse?
Rat.
Like baby rats or big rats?
Both.
Jesus. For real?
Oh,
What's
Dude, I've had some squillers, like squilling ass mice, or rats, like big rats, like squilling because they got bit and tackled. Like,
how big? What's the biggest rat you've seen a snake take down? Like personally, one of your snakes?
An extra large rat.
How big? Show me your hands, damn it! Like this big?
Okay, what body like that? What tail like that?
Oh fuck!
Damn.
God damn! It just has.
I used to breed, but you guys gotta understand too. I used to breed my own rat.
Ugh. Oh, you got rats in the house too?
Not anymore. I used to. I said used to.
How do you fucking breed rats?
You put 1 male to 5 females or 4 females, and you let him do his thing to all 4 of them. He won't eat the babies, and if the mother eats them twice, or the first time, I'll forgive her, and the second time she eats them again, I'll kill that bitch. And then I replace her with the juvenile that I raised up, and she goes in the mating bin, and she just produces babies her whole life. If she eats babies twice, she dies.
So the white?
If they ever, no, I've had spotted ones. I've had it on my other channel. I've had cream color ones that were really rare. That were people were like, "I'll spend like $60 on that one rat." I'm like, "No, it's food."
Like, no.
Hanging out with rats makes damn baby.
Honestly, and a lot of people honestly, this is, I encourage X to go do it because he wants to get into doing the thing on, live streaming, whatever, on his own, doing his own thing. I used to go live every night. I used to hold my rats and my snakes and never get bit. Like, you could juggle multiple things. Like, it's not hard. Like, my snakes aren't going to bite me because I picked up a rat. I'm obviously bigger than a rat. They have their eyes in. Now, if they're in shed, I won't fuck with them because when they go in the shed, they have a milky blue eyeshadow over their eyes, and they can't see. So they're going to go off heat and smell. And I might get bit then, and then that's when I'm like, motherfucker, you stupid motherfucker. And then I got bit. Yeah.
You ever been bit by one of your snakes?
Oh yeah.
How many times you been bit? A lot. A lot. Look at this guy.
600-700.
600 to 700 times.
There's one in particular, and I mentioned him on the P&E show, and I've been bit on the P&E show by him just by opening up the drawer. His name was BMO. Yes, he loved to attack me every fucking time.
He's coming. That's your ass. Oh, that's how it was? You just opened the box and he fucking came spraying out?
Every time.
Fucker. You still got that snake?
Nope.
What'd you do? What do you do when you get rid of a snake?
People buy it from me.
Oh, you sell them too. I heard a lot of people can make money from snakes, the ball pythons especially, right?
Oh yeah, a lot.
I saw somewhere where someone said that a litter of ball python snakes are like up to like $100,000, some shit like that. Is that true?
It depends on the gene. It depends on what you produce because you're not guaranteed anything. Okay, so if you want to dive in this rabbit hole, we can talk about it. But if you don't want to get too far and deep to it, tell me now and I'll shut up.
It's a little boring, I'm not gonna lie, but we can talk about it a little bit. Anyways, so
okay.
Money's money. Money makes me happy. So
okay, so if you want to sell a $45,000-$60,000 ball python, it's very possible. The thing is you need a female that is a recessive and that has at least 4 traits inside of her. And the reason how you can tell traits is it goes into breeding, so you know where she bred from, and it goes from mother to father, and you know where she's from. Now, what you want to do is take a 6 gene male to a 4 or 5 gene female, and you want to make sure he is the same recessive as she is, because if they are not, the babies will all come out 100% het, and there's nothing wrong with 100% het, but you will not see the visual in your eyes with the same if they're both recessive with the same gene. So if you take clown, for example, that's a recessive gene. If you take pied, that's a recessive gene. So with that being said, if you had both the male and the female with the same gene of that, then they would show it. But if one did not have it, then you would not be able to see it. But when there's co-dom and dom, dom is where you can see pinstripe, normal, stuff like that, yellow belly, and then you got, or not yellow belly, co-dom, which is like Xavier. You see my white snake, the white one. She's a super Mojave. So it took 2 Mojaves, a male and a female, to make that snake. She didn't just become white because it just happened. No, it took the male and the female to both be Mojave. Now, if you take the white snake now and you breed her to a normal, every baby will come out 100% Mojave. None will come out white. But if you take another super Mojave to a super Mojave, then, I mean, but there's other ways of making a white snake. Once again, we keep going down into this. We take a butter, 2 butters to make a white snake. But if you breed a butter to a Mojave, there's a chance you get a butter Mojave, a normal, or actually no, because both would be 100% white. So you would get a Mojave butter, or you would get a pure white snake. One of the two are going to happen. There's no other way around it. No, but if you don't understand DNA, don't waste your time. Move on. Find another excitement in life.
Sounds like weed breeding too. Whenever you grow weed and you breed weed for strains, people think it's just you take that male and the female and you put it together. But when it comes down to you're selecting within that certain strain, male or female, the strongest, the traits you want that one bushy and small, nice fat bud structure. You want to have this male to be big and tall, but they give a lot of stocks. It depends. And then not only you do that, you got to breed them like over 20 to 30 times. The whole breeding process for cannabis is crazy. They breed the same strains together like 3-4 times in a row. Then they get a dominant strain from one side of the male. They breed that into it, crossbreed it to stabilize it, and then they crossbreed it one more with the female side and stabilize it some more to bring out the certain traits to the traits you want from the female side. So it's like over time, you're spending over a year, maybe 2 years, perfecting one fucking strain. And at the time, it's not just one seed you're getting a whole plant full of seeds. So you get a whole bud full of seeds. You pop 100 seeds, and whatever out of that 100, you're gonna pick the same thing. So it's
So here's something that's crazy. And honestly, I wish you guys would go watch this when he was on my show. And honestly, the whole time, like, I didn't understand what he was saying. Like, he was like, if you guys ever hear me coming in completely like shit, tell me, because he didn't tell me until the show ended. And the whole time I sounded like shit because my mic was not fully connected. But anyway, so like with Miguel, and hopefully X, you look this up, AEP Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons, he sold two snakes to, he sold a lot of snakes. Okay, let me get that straight. But there's two famous people. Ezekiel Elliott, you guys remember him, running back? He sold one to him, to the Dallas Cowboys, and he sold one to Ozzy Osbourne.
What?
Dude, he made, in those two transactions alone, he made around 70K.
I saw the video. I think that's like he pinned that as like the top video he had was selling the snake to Ozzy Osbourne.
That's fucking dope. So how come, what is stopping you from selling snakes to fucking Ozzy Osbourne, Dave?
I don't have a house. I live in an apartment. Everyone has an opinion about what I have.
Jesus, a lot of hate. Yeah?
I went from like to nothing, a lot to nothing. I can't even say I'm a true snake, like ball python love. Like, I only have 5.
Well, you can always have more, Dave. Shit. Why don't you start the business move and make your business move? You got the time now to think about what you need to make your fucking business move happen too. You already got the knowledge. You just need the snakes now, and the business part will come after. You know what I mean?
Well, what I need to focus on is growing us through to the best podcast that could ever be. That's my goal. Snakes, honestly, until I buy a house, I can't do much about it.
Oh yeah, you gotta do what you love, man. It's like when you do what you love, it's not like a job. Probably the best time in my 20s was working in the weed industry for 7 years straight. Just weed all day, get high all day, play with a bunch of buds all day. That was the best thing ever.
Best thing ever for me, besides my wife and my kids, because they were number one. But the best thing that I could say besides those, like my wife and my kids, is honestly doing what we're doing right now. And it's because it's more like a therapy for me, where I could lift shit off my chest and I could be me. And because there's certain situations, and my biggest fan loves to watch, and I'm not gonna say any names here, but it's just people find the lowest ways to judge you, to a way where they only value you if they see benefit in you. I have realized, like, this is fine, like doing BPL back in the day to doing this now with you guys, like it's a therapy session for me. Like, I'm actually able to let go of shit and be able to talk about it. Like, we brought up like me being native and you guys being native to everything that we talked about on this podcast, and like there's way more to come. But like, for me personally, it, like I said, it's a therapy session. That's all I can really say about it.
Yeah.
Just another day.
I mean, what I was telling Anthony earlier is like, the more we do these podcasts, the more I feel myself becoming more confident, you know? And that's just like in general, because I know before my confidence wasn't really high. And I think over time I just started working on that. And I think just being able to go live being able to talk about everything and anything, getting my opinions out. I mean, I feel like it's caused me to, become more confident in what I want to say and what I want to do. Not just working, but like in life in general.
I feel it. What about you, Anthony?
I think you guys a bunch of crybabies, man. Pretty tough, man. The way I see it is like, shit, you ain't got nobody but yourself. And you just gotta suck it up, which is great. You guys are involved. Don't make me put you guys down. That's great that we can talk,
Don't make me put you guys down. Thanks.
Sorry about that.
I mean, shit. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie to you. At the end of the day, all I'm gonna be doing, playing the motherfucking game, going to sleep, and then going to work. That's all.
Yeah, just another day of fucking working, doing a little something on the side. They say you young too, so especially when you're a married man with kids, it's always something going on. Like my dad used to always tell me, if you ain't got shit going on, then you ain't shit. And it's true. Man should be busy every fucking day, no matter what the fuck.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. We all go through hard times. But I appreciate talking to you guys too. It's nice to talk to you guys, especially when Dave gets into his devil shit, and Xavier over there with his, skid loader stories and shit like that. It's a good time.
Well, let's talk about some skid loader shit.
Yeah,
Yo, come on.
Yeah, skid loader.
Okay, all right. Well, believe it or not, this ain't a skid loader thing. It's a forklift thing now.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
But it does involve a skid loader. So hear me out. I found out a little trick. So where I worked at before the warehouse I'm working at now, I would do everything from carrying bags of corn, like deer corn or corn for deer, all the way to like loading up pipe, barbed wire, hay bales, square bales or big round bales, on the trucks, trailers, depending on how big the trailer is, I'll do it. Or a fucking cyber truck. It would range from like small, little shitty pickup trucks to like a cyber truck. That and a old school military truck. Like one of them big fucking trucks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And well, during that entire time, there were times where I would load up these big round bales. I'm pretty sure people know what the fuck a round bale is.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, but to people who don't know, a round bale is basically just a round cylinder just full of hay. That's it. But it's a round bale. Sometimes you see them out on the fields while they're still green. When they're yellow, when they're green, they're just waiting for the grass to just die, But once they're like real dead and hard and all that, that's when they wrap it up or they'll tie it down and then they'll ship it off somewhere, like to a feed store or to a rancher or to a farmer, whoever, But we happen to get ours from like ranches. And we would use an attachment. It's like these two prods basically like this. And the thing about the skid loaders is you can tilt them all the way up. So it can go from like that, or it can go from like that, depending on how you want it. But we use that attachment to like go into the round bells. So you're basically going like that. You're like that to the round bells, right? You lift it up and you can take it wherever you want. Well, what I found out with a forklift now is you don't need to do all that. You don't need to do that. If you don't have a skid loader, if you have a forklift, go at it to where the either fork is hitting the middle. It'll hit the middle. So when you lift it up, it'll dangle a bit. But you want to tilt it enough to where it'll actually twist on its own. So if you get it to twist to where the fork is like two forks, then you'll be fine. As long as the bale itself is banded down pretty good because sometimes.
So how many bottles of pipe have you dropped recently?
Oh, are you talking about like now or like my old job?
Well, I mean, you're talking about like this way of picking stuff up, so I'm just curious. Like, did you learn the hard way on doing what you're doing right now in the moment, like at your current job? And I'm not going to say the name of the company, but did you drop some pipe and you're just trying to figure out, like, maybe I just fucked up a little bit?
Okay, it wasn't pipe. Luckily, it wasn't pipe. Luckily, because the thing about the pipe that I would lift with the skid steer would be like the real thick metal pipes that people would use for like fence posts, or people that would use them for like if they're installing things like underground, you know.
Okay.
I think for like water lines or whatever. And I have not dropped any pipe when it came down to that. I have dropped, or I had tipped over a pallet full of what was it called? Wood shavings. Now that's a pain. Wood shavings are pretty light. I'm not gonna lie.
Mulch?
Huh?
Mulch?
No, wood shavings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wood
that's the mulch
shavings.
is. Wood shavings that go like on the top of like your flower beds, whatever, to make it look white people nice. You know what I mean?
Oh no. I'm talking about like like the shavings of wood. Sometimes they'll have them like that, but they'll like cut them down fine enough to where they use them for like for the flooring for like chicken coops and all that.
Yo, X, I think Anthony's about to bust out a snake right now, dude.
A snake? Shit. No, I'm fucking with my dog right here. She's a DGS dog.
He's gonna pull out the dog.
What about you, X? You don't show off any of the snakes? Show off one of the pipes that I gave your dad for cheap.
Man, I gotta carry the whole laptop. I'm on the laptop.
Don't carry the laptop. Just go grab it.
Oh, I haven't. I've never went to go grab the snakes. I'm not going to try now. I mean, I've held the snakes you had when you were showing me them.
But no. You've held those two before.
Yeah. Oh, the ones that you gave my dad?
Every single snake he has came from me, pretty much.
Right. I don't know. I just never tried it, honestly.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not. It's not the fact that I'm afraid. I just don't. I never tried it.
What are you afraid of? Just go in there and start moving shit around real fast, like, and start moving your hands.
I'm gonna come back with a fucking snake dangling from my hand and shit.
This is it, right?
Like, here you go. Here's a snake. Like, somebody tell me how to get it off. But they won't latch on, right? They'll just like do a snap like
no,
that.
They will.
They'll latch on.
There's two with the ball python. There's two bites. One, it's a defensive bite. They bite you and they let go. Two, it's a hunger bite. They bite you and they wrap.
And that's the one I don't want.
Don't be afraid. Just get bit on camera.
Yeah,
just get bit on camera. I'll probably do it another time, just not right now. I'm good. I'm okay.
Why not? Huh?
You know what? You come over here and do it then.
Fuck all that shit.
Don't tempt me with
nah. You probably would do it.
Yeah, you probably would.
You would actually do it.
I'd grab them all. I'd be like, look, all five in one hand.
You're gonna see David come over at fucking midnight. Hey, I'm here to play with your snakes.
Yeah. You know, I actually had this guy interested in buying a snake from you, David.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the maintenance guys, when I was in the hospital, when I got out, there were maintenance guys working on the bathroom. So one of them, he was like staring at the cases, and he was like, "Oh, you got snakes?" I'm like, but the way he said it, the way he said snakes, it sounded like he was saying snacks, you know. So it was
he
like
the slithering snake himself, then, huh? Yes,
he has his own snakes. He has ball pythons, but it was just the way he said it. At first, I thought he was asking if I had snacks. I was like, at first, I was like, yeah, I got snacks. I mean, you know. And he walks up to the cases, to the snake cases, and he's like, I'm like, oh, fuck, you're talking about snakes. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, we got ball pythons. And then that's when he was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, where do you get them? And I told him, well, I don't get them. Like, they're not mine. I was like, they're my dad's. I was like, he gets them from, I was like, he gets them from his girlfriend's brother. Like, he sells them and all that. So he was like, all right, cool. If anything, just give him, give him my name and all that. And like, if he asked if I had your number. At the time, I didn't remember if I did. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't think I do, but I was like, if I see you again, I'll give you his number. And I never seen the guy since, but I think he works in the main office.
Selling your snakes, pay off, breed them, make some money. Put the two pies together. There's no, even if they are brother and sister, there's no thing called incest with reptiles. Breed those bitches. Make them fuck each other.
So they don't like.
No, because hold on. Xavier, I want to put some money in your mouth right now. Okay, hear this out. They're both 100% pied. They're both they're 100% pied. They're both 100% het orange ghost. If that is true, which it is. So when they mate and you make the babies, and let's just say you have 10 clutches or 10 eggs in that clutch, you hatch them, whatever. 5 come out, 100% pied orange ghost. The other are 100 or pied, 66% het orange ghost. Okay, the ones that are showing both physically with your visual eye are going to sell for about, the females about $3,500 per baby. Males about $2,500. With the normal ones that are 66% but are still pied are still going to sell for about, female about $1,250, male about $850. That's per baby.
That's damn.
There's really good money in the reptile
business.
I believe it should.
But you do gotta know what you're doing, though, right?
You do. But that's where I come and play. You don't have to know anything. You know me.
Dude, yeah. It's like growing weed, and you want to make your own strain. You gotta go to the right breeders. You gotta tell them, I want this strain. It's gonna last forever. That's what people don't realize too. You ever smoke some weed that you like used to be just fire back in the day, but now it just don't taste good? It's like, oh man, it's just not the same. The strains aren't held up the right way.
So here's another one you can look at. His name's Brian Cusco. Okay, Brian Cusco.
Brian Cusco.
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 K-U-S-K-O.
Cusco.
Okay, so I've had this guy on my show 4 or 5 times.
Mr. Costco?
Dude, I have told him with other people like first name jeans that no one has ever made. And I mean, people have made them now and I lost lots and lots of money. But there's still jeans out there that I know that no one else has made. But Brian Cusco, him and I have had really deep conversations about like genetics. Did you find them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then.
Okay, so what do you guys want to talk about? I think apparently.
Yeah.
You're a snake man. No more skid loader stories, Xavier?
Shit, man. Honestly, I gotta think about them real hard because there's a lot of shit that happened at my last job. Not a skid loader story, but I could tell you a fucking high school story. This was like a week before our graduation for my senior year. I graduated back in 2022, so like 3 years ago, basically. But there, I recorded a video of where it's me and my buddy. We were both hanging out of the fucking truck. Mind you, we're going like 80, 90 down this like empty fucking freeway, right?
And you're hanging out the side of the fucking truck.
And we're hanging out the side, like literally, my ass is literally where the fucking window like would be, you know? Just like half.
Were you mooning somebody? Were you airing your ass out? What was going on?
No, like we were just like hanging out, bro. I don't know. It was like one of those things where it was like, you know what? I got an idea.
When you're with your best friend, you just have your ass out, or what?
No. Like I was at. It looked like I was crawling on the fucking rooftop of the truck.
Oh, you were trying to crawl out the window and shit, like just hanging out.
Yeah, like I was hanging out the window, like my whole body was hanging out the window.
Horrible.
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, bro, record me." So I record him, and sure enough, he did some crazier shit. He opened his fucking door, like wide open, proceeds to fucking crawl out of the driver's seat and like just starts hanging off from like the little fucking door handle or the little handle right here. He's like that with his fucking foot like on the pedal basically. I was like, when he did that, I was like, what the fuck? You know? But no, that was the first time I seen like some shit like that or did anything like that. But that was the first and last fucking time we did it. But that shit was pretty fucking cool. What was that?
I remember one time we were drinking back in the day when we weren't supposed to be drinking. We were hanging around a lot of dumb assholes. And one of them, this fucking this broad that was a cousin of one of my friends. We were hanging out with this dude Malo, and he's passed away too, rest in peace. But he was driving and drinking like a dumb asshole. And we're like, oh, you can handle yourself, right? No, that was driving like a crazy asshole. So we all jumped in the car, and his car, and he had like an old lady car, like one of those Nissan fucking, I don't know, like a little fucking wannabe SUV, like the little small compact one. So I get in the car, and bitch jumps in the car, leaves her legs out, and then he takes her all crazy and bam, crushes her legs. I remember that shit. It was funny at the time because it was not like her legs came off, but she got hurt, and they're dumb assholes because they shouldn't be hanging out the fucking car in the first place. And they shouldn't be drinking and driving in the first fucking place either, but you live and you learn, huh? Dumb things we do.
Yeah.
Good times.
There's another time where it was a different guy I used to hang out with. He offered to take me home. He drove, and I usually just take the bus home, you know. But he was like, "Hey man, you like want me to drop you off at your house?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, man, I don't care." So we take this back road. And then he's like, "Hey man, I got this spot we can go drift at." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You do?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "If you want, we can go." I'm like, "Fuck it, man, let's go." Like, I ain't got shit to do.
What kind of car was it?
It was a truck. It was a truck, man. So
right there.
So, okay, where I was living before. Where I was living before, the school I went to was in a very small town, and this is out in the country, bro. I'm like, there's a bunch of white boys in trucks, you know. That's all everybody had was trucks. Even the fucking one Edgar that we had at in the high school also had a truck.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're taking this back road, and he's like, "Hey man, I got a spot. Like, you trying to go?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he starts hauling us down this fucking road. Next thing you know, he like fucking hard turns into this into like a bunch of like a path, right, where it's just nothing but rocks. So he did that. Huh?
Safe to say he did not drift.
Well, no, he did. He managed to fucking drift into this corner, go in, and then proceeds to fucking drift around this whole rock path, like a couple of times. And then after he did that, he just like peeled off back, back onto the highway again, or to the highway, and fucking dropped me off at home. And I think that was like the first and last time I hung out with that guy.
Redneck shit.
Yeah, redneck shit, man. But you know what? It was fun as fuck,
Let me ask you something. So, what part of Texas? We were talking about that last time too. Laredo, Texas, right? About all the haunted shit. You ever heard about some crazy shit like in the places you grew up in Texas? Like some hauntings or like paranormal shit?
I mean, there was always some crazy shit going on in Fort Worth, especially around the area I lived in.
Oh, yes.
And well, because I live in Fort Worth, I lived in Arlington, and I lived in the ghetto side of Arlington. If you look up Arlington, a lot of people are gonna try to make it look like it's a nice area. Yeah, it is a nice area depending on where the fuck you're at. But where I was living, we were like right by the ghetto. Like we were in the fucking ghetto, living in a duplex.
It's not that ghetto.
But it was like after that, there was never really any scary shit that went on over there, but it was mainly in Fort Worth. Like because the apartments we lived in, they were built on top of a ancient burial ground, like a native burial ground. I mean, and there was a lot of shit that happened there.
Have you seen anything? You seen anything? Yeah, when you.
Oh, I've seen a lot of shit, man. I would see shadows running around in the fucking dark. Like there would be, so where I was, right? So this is it's like a second story building, like a 2-story building. So it's like that, It's like that. So we're like on the top floor. So I can see everything, like everything, So I can see on top. So where we were, you can see on top of this hill, and there's a flat part, but it kind of goes like it hills up, So it kind of goes like that. It's just a hill, But anyways, you would see shadows running around, like where the lights would shine, like your street lights, but nobody would be out, and you just see like a bunch. Nobody would be out. This would be late at night, and during this time, I was going through like a whole bunch of shit mentally, so I was always outside to clear my head, and I would always see shadows running around. It was like fucking crazy. And then our neighbor, she told me and my mom that she had seen my younger sister standing on the fucking balcony trying to get into the house, trying to get into the apartment. When in reality, my sister was in her room. She was dead asleep.
Fuck, seen a doppelganger.
Yeah, bro, a fucking straight up doppelganger, bro.
I was in the Skinwalker.
No, bro. Maybe,
Did you see it or your mother saw it?
Like my neighbor saw it. Our neighbor, she was below us, like directly below us. So she was coming home from like picking her daughter up from work, and her daughter didn't see it, but she saw it. Like she saw what it looked like was my sister, and she was talking to she thought she was talking to my sister, right? Telling her like, what are you doing out here so late? Like you need to go in the apartment, you need to go back inside. Your mom's gonna worry about you. And sure enough, she said that she saw my sister go into the apartment. And I'm like, when she told us that, I'm like, that's fucked up. Because now there's this fucking thing. Now there's this spirit walking around in our fucking apartment.
Damn, that's some shit. I know Dave's like, Dave likes to hang out with all the shadow people, huh? I bet you like to hang out.
So let me say this right. It is very hard for a Satanist to see some shit like that because the reason why it never happens to us is because it only happens to pathetic Christians out there. Sorry to break anyone's faith, but you're the one questioning your own faith at the same time, more than you know if you want to get into that biblical talk. But at the same time, I have seen negativity. I have felt negativity. I have witnessed it. I have felt it. Um,
You're getting a little too deep, Dave. Did you see shadow people or not?
yes.
Damn, getting all offended like and shit.
I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm trying to make a point.
All right, man. Yeah, you hang out with shadow people or not? Have you seen?
I have.
Yeah, like, did you see like really in the detail or like no? When I say more in the detail, like I know there's like they can take different shapes and different forms, you know.
My wife has had dreams of shadow, three men hovering over her, and it happened when she was a teenager. She still dreams of it once in a while. I have seen shit move inside of the apartment that I am in now.
Oh shit!
I've heard, my wife has heard the door of the front door open and close, and you look and there's nobody there. The door never opened, it never closed, but it sounds like it. It's weird. Like a lot of people will be
Oh
like, I
fuck,
don't
you
know.
left.
I scared him away. You see that?
No, wait, for real though? Like you seen
Legit,
shit,
bro. Dude, yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Dude,
So
it's
you think
almost
that? So, wait, so is it just your apartment, or have you heard anything like that from anybody else?
I don't talk to anyone around me.
Oh,
I have felt uneasy. We've heard shit open and close. We've heard shit drop. There's nothing when we go and check. It dude, I live in a very small apartment.
you're right.
Very small.
No, I mean I've seen it. You know, I mean I've been inside your apartment before.
To hear that, I want to say over the week, well, not this weekend, the last weekend, we didn't know the sliding door was unlocked. The whole time it's been unlocked. Like, what the fuck? We've
What?
always had we've always had a lock. Always had a lock. I
Fuck no.
dude,
Hell
it's fucking
no.
weird.
See, right there, I would put another lock. I would put another lock. You know?
My bad.
No, you're good.
Damn shit.
What the fuck?
I had to get on my phone. My back was being a bullshit.
I was gonna say, I
Um,
thought I scared you away.
Nah, you never scared of Christian away, homie.
damn. You see, no,
That,
I've
see that bothers me more knowing that you say no. Hear me out. That bothers me more. You motherfucker. That bothers me more than if you would just be honest with yourself. It doesn't matter if you and I believe in God or the devil. What matters the most is the Great Spirit, and that we keep moving on regardless of those who want to put a belief out on something, correct or wrong.
I believe you. No, but I can never not stand with Jesus Christ. You know, that's just me. And we can have this conversation back and forth, and I will never stand down on that, Dave. And like I said, I respect your beliefs too. And I feel like we're all connected in one way or another because we're all Native men. You know what I mean? And I have no ill will against you, Dave. I just like to break your balls.
I like it. Don't worry.
Don't go plotting on me and shit now.
And
no,
there's only one person plotting right now, and his name's JT.
Oh, motherfucker.
but
It's not
fucking
the same JT you
No,
think
not the
of.
one we're talking about. No. I know which one you're talking about.
hmm.
And keep a good man down.
So you can't. So you haven't seen anything else recently, or like has anything recently happened?
The most recent thing was last night, and like I said, we were laying in bed. It was just me and her. Kids are at my mom's. You've been to my mom's. Um, kids are with her, so it's just me and her last night, and we do our thing, and we play the game, and we put on Bob's Burgers, and we're laying down. I'm playing on her phone to help her on this game, and as we're doing that, her and I look at each other, and we hear the sound of the front door opening last night. And as soon as I jumped up, I got out of bed. I looked. There's nothing. It, Nothing was there. Nothing moved. Nothing. But clear as day in the bedroom. Not looking at the front door. It sounded like the front door fucking opened and shut. And
What the fuck?
I mean, we hear shit all the time though. There's times like it's almost every night. Like we hear something falling, we go and check. There's nothing that fell, but it sounds like something fell. We've heard shit like people like knocking, and we go check the door. There's no one at the fucking door.
What about have you
Maybe
ever, when was the last time you actually physically seen a shadow or an apparition, Dave?
I want to say Friday or Thursday or Friday.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
So what happened?
And maybe I should and have you guys come over and we could do this one of these nights and have my wife stay at my mom's or like a hotel or something. But like, dude, there's something going on here that's weird because I don't want to say this the wrong way. I'm not saying like I totally hate Jesus or God, but like maybe it's him knocking at the fucking front door and I'm not gonna answer it for him. But maybe it's something evil and like
I
maybe I
thought you
should
liked
start.
that though, Dave.
Once again, I'm not against it. I'm totally
I
for
thought
it,
you
but
said that
at
only happens to stupid Christians though.
see, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, I can tell that one. I didn't.
No. Let me explain. I might hear something and there's ways to disprove it and be like, oh, it's this. That's why I heard that.
Let me ask you this.
To Chris, to hold on, to Christians waking up with scratch marks and they're like, oh my God, how did that happen? It's the mark
I
of the
get that.
devil. It's the oh. I don't have that happen to me. You know why? Because I am bestowed upon Satan himself.
I never had no shit like that happen. I've seen a lot of shadows and apparitions and been around people that were murderers and fucking done bad shit. But I never had, something scratch me or physically touch me or move me to the point where I was like, fuck, something's gonna happen. I've been to the point where that's like the fear is what like is the most intense part about it. So let me ask you this though, Dave. The last time you seen something, have you ever felt like intense fear whenever you see those things, or is it something that you invite so it does it bring you a different feeling when you see it?
Once again, I will say this, and I mean this with the purest of my soul. And I am not one to say something unless I feel it. On Thursday or Friday, to lay details out, just to be honest about everything. We worked. We came home. As soon as we came home, we had sex. After sex, I cooked
TMI, bruh.
dinner. And I'm just saying, I gotta be honest, and after, but I gotta replay it in my head in the moment.
Anyways, yeah,
So
here you go.
we're having dinner. After dinner, during dinner, we still play after sex, and I'm cooking dinner. We're playing Final Fantasy 9, and during that time, and I'm serving her and I our food, and we're eating and playing the game at the same time. She's like, "I'm done. We're tired. We gotta work." I was like, "Okay, let's call it a night. Go lay down." As we're laying down in the bed, we hear once again, like I said, Thursday, Friday, we heard this knocking sound, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Someone's at the front door." It sounded like okay. So at first, it sounded like someone jiggled the handle and open and tried to force it, and then it sounded like the door opened and it got closed. So I got up, I looked, and there's nobody here. And Xavier's been to my place. It's very small. Um, so she lays down. We put on Bob's Burgers. Time goes on. I would say about 15, 20 minutes. So after 15, 20 minutes, as that time has gone by, we start to hear like shit dropping in the background. We go and check, nothing's dropped. And then the last time I saw a shadow apparition was that night, and that's when I looked out to the hallway or to the living room, which that's why I'm pointing behind me because my bedroom's that way. Uh, I see some kind of dark ass apparition go up from the right and then go up to the ceiling and then to my left, drop down and then disappear. It was weird. It was,
Oh,
but
hell no.
I don't take that as negativity
So how
because
did it make you feel, like physically, like emotionally? How did it make you feel? Because like I said, as a Christian, I'm telling you right now, like when we feel those things, it's the bad energies to us. It's the
you
fear
want to know
that
how
doesn't come over us. You know what I mean?
you want to know how I truly feel? You want to know how I truly
Yeah,
feel?
that's what I'm asking.
I wish I would have never been alive. I wish that life would have bestowed itself upon somebody else and blessed somebody else because I am happy with what I have. I am happy with my wife. I'm happy with my kids. But there's some things out there that you can't explain, and sometimes I wish just I wasn't a part of anything that couldn't be explained.
Well,
That's like
very
it.
interesting take on it.
What about you, X?
Because I can tell you right
What's
now,
that
like
mean?
I've had my cousins come see me when they passed away, and I know for sure it was them, because they came to see me, and I can just feel their energy. Even when my last buddy passed away too, Whiskey, rest in peace. When he passed away, I felt like he came to see me too. But it was weird because like the less of a connection we have, the less like I can understand a spirit that comes to see me. Like when my cousins came to see me, my first cousin, he passed away. Right before he passed away, we talked a lot about Jesus and about praying every day, because he seen his own dad kill himself in front of him when they were like little kids. So he shot himself in his face and killed himself. It's a big dude. So he always had these problems with drugs and heroin. I remember it was the day before his birthday. He was doing heroin, and he overdosed. And when he overdosed, that's when the night after. That's when I remember he came to me when it happened, and it was weird. It was like I knew it was him. I had this like it was no feeling of fear. It was no like bad intention. I just felt like I felt this presence of a spirit. I felt someone press down on the side of the bed and sit next to me, and I knew I was like, Primo, you're gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be okay. And I felt this complete sense of like just everything's okay. It made me feel good to say that to him. And it was weird after that. A few months later, his brother died from alcoholism. And before he died, my wife went and prayed for him, and I could not accept it. I was like, "You're gonna get better. Don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna be that bad." He ended up dying, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" I never actually told him like everything's gonna be okay. You need, whatever may happen. And I felt bad about that always. But I remember he came to see me, and I knew it was him to come see me too because it was the same way. It was the same feeling I felt, like nothing negative, and I just felt someone there that was there to see me, and he was playing with my kids' toys, like one of the toys, like his little Tonka truck, and it was just like kept pressing, pressing, pressing. And I was just so upset about it. I didn't want to like get up and acknowledge him. So finally, I got up and like for like an hour and a half, he kept doing that. I got up and I told my cousin, "Look, Primo, everything's gonna be all right." And I told him the same way. You're in a better place now, and don't worry about nothing. And it was weird. Right after I said that, it's like this whole feeling of like everything's okay again, and I didn't hear that sound again no more. I feel like
Hmm.
sometimes spirits they can come to you when you're close to them. It's like at the end, they want to come give you their last goodbyes to you. But then there's bad spirits too, like spirits that are coming to fuck with you, or spirits that come in, they feed off the worst emotions you feel. And that's why I asked you that too, Dave, because like some of these, I feel like whether whatever their intentions come from, good or bad, they have this energy. It comes like it brings out of you, like good or bad, like the
You know
sense
what
of
the
everything's
sad
all
thing
right.
is? You want to know what something that is sad about all that is?
What day?
Is that, and if you want to really look at it, a lot of people that did die, a lot of them are in a mixed belief, regardless of age or time era that you really want to bring up, because um, in my opinion, and we break this down, um, it, it's harder. A lot of people are stuck in purgatory, and here's why. Okay, and it's those. Okay, so like, let me just say this. I want to put a scenario in both your heads right now. You're some random guy in Vegas right now, and you go down and you are a tourist, and you're like, I'm not from here. I'm gonna try $100. You slap in a megabucks, you hit the megabucks, right? And then and let's just say that night, as you won the 25 million, 45 million, whatever it was, and that same night you died. If you weren't at a certain age in your life or experienced enough spiritualness in your life, in my eyes, and maybe this is from my dad, I don't know, but if you haven't done that, then um, you're pretty much stuck in purgatory. And the reason why is, in my opinion, is you haven't lived enough. You don't know from either side. You don't know where you were bounded to be. Um, Maybe it was just hit the mega bucks and die that night. Who knows? Maybe that's why. Yeah, that's your life. But at the same time, maybe it's not. Maybe there's more detailed depth into it that oversees the eye's opinion.
I do believe that. I do believe that there's different planes of existence, and how they even say too, when you die, there's a certain weight of the human body actually disappears. There's a lot of people say it's bile, a lot of people say it's fluids that come out of the body, but I feel like it's your spirit, and no matter what, it's like your spirit has to go to a plane, and it's all like what you want to happen. Like I feel like that might be the reason why we have so many spirits too, like apparitions, white apparitions, or spirits. I feel that are not accepting of the afterlife, so they want to be stuck on the plane, like on Earth still. They didn't accept, to bridge the gap to go to another plane. But then again, too, there's different planes too where people go in purgatory because they haven't accepted their fate, or they don't have no understanding, or sometimes it could be a child that was murdered and doesn't understand what happened to them. I understand that too. The same way too. They say time moves different. I remember I started explaining this shit too. Like I heard like a testimony of someone saying that he died and was in the line to be judged, and they were standing in line for, he felt months on end, but then it was only minutes when he came back on the table when he had his medical issues when they brought him back to life. Time moves different on different planes. I've heard stories of people say, "Oh, I went to hell. I died. I went to hell, or I went to heaven." And they said they spent so much time, X amount of time, but when they came back, when they were brought back to life, it was only a few minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, time works different, and well, from what people say, who knows? And that's the unknown that no one can know that's living, because that's unknown knowledge that only ones that are not here with us no more are gonna understand that type of shit.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people things that people want to understand that they're not meant to know or understand. It's just not knowledge that should be known as a living person.
You seen that's some crazy stuff right there, honestly.
But I do have to interrupt and say this. I'm sorry, I had to go to the bathroom, but I do have to interrupt and say this. With that being said, I've had I don't know, Anthony. You tell me if you're saying this in the same category as that I am thinking, but I've had the same thing happen to me when I had my face bitten off by my sister's dog and I was under surgery. I saw myself. And tell me once again if I'm wrong and you're seeing this on a different aspect and I'm taking it the wrong way, but I've had surgery done on my face to the point where I've seen myself die on the table at the hospital in Bakersfield, and I've seen myself next to a bright light saying, "This is not the time that I die," and I was put back into my body. As a lot of people would recount, that's a out of person body experience. I've had that.
I do believe
Would
in
you?
that shit too. Out of body
So
experience is a real thing. Yeah.
with that being said, my purpose in life, I haven't fully figured out yet. Now, I have cut myself. I have been under surgery. I thought I've died multiple times. I have major things happen to me. That doesn't mean my spirit doesn't grow stronger and my life doesn't grow better every day. Now, with that also being said, that doesn't mean those people that are dealing with negativity out there that don't have that great of day and they have a lot of bad. Trust me, I've tried to challenge the devil. If you watch a couple of the episodes before with me doing a Ouija board and whatnot. But yes, it is tough to know where you're going to end up if you're not spiritually bound.
I get you. Yeah. Well, it's about that time to start wrapping up. Is there anything, last couple things you guys want to say?
For one, we have only gone for maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, players late. I gotta go to sleep too. 150 something. How you feeling next? Do you have anything on your mind?
Trying trying to like comprehend everything that was just said, man. Honestly,
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
it is, but it's also interesting. You know, it's like I always find things like that interesting. You know, because the way I see it, the more I grow up, the more I learn, the more things I hear, I just, it gets me all interested in a bunch of things. So, later on in life, I can look into these type of things and see what I find.
Well, that's the good thing about having both sides of the gate, kind of, because we have our opinions, but the topics we talk about are something that everyone should kind of just should look on their own. Spend some time, read a fucking article about something. It's good to see some shit on your own. I think it's like a lost art nowadays. People don't want to read about things or look
Well,
up things.
honestly, I'm sorry once again, and this is what makes podcasts. I'd rather disagree. I'd rather you guys watch and leave a comment and tell me what you disagree on, and we could debate from there.
Yeah,
Either way,
yeah.
yeah.
If anything, yeah. I mean, to the people watching the podcast, type down, put it down in the comments what y'all think, and then we can talk about that. Tell us your standpoints, or tell us about shit that's happened to y'all before. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you guys have a topic you want us to talk about, and we can
Hmm.
follow up on it the next time we get on here.
Yeah,
All right, man.
whatever floats y'all's boat, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Because we're here for you
Well,
guys, really.
this is we'll end it here, I guess, if you guys want to.
And it's about that time. Well,
All
yeah,
right. Well,
that's
this
pretty much
Sounds
it.
good.
You guys have anything last things to say? What was that shit you were gonna tell us about the Native American women in your tribe? You already told us about that too, Alex, right?
I was trying to get to that, but
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
the the native woman, her name is Lozen, Lozen, and crazy fact about her is that she was actually very few women to know how to ride a horse and shoot at the same time. And Anthony, you were the one who told me that riding a horse and shooting at the same time is pretty fucking difficult, right?
Oh yeah, that's fucking old time art that's lost,
Hmm.
and especially like back in those days, there was not no sights or nothing. It was just the front sight on your revolver. It was a point and aim game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's some,
But
that's some impressive shit.
when it came down to like Native Americans, all we had were like bows and arrows.
Even then,
So
too, to
even
be a
then,
bow arrow hunter on a horseback, you have to have some really good skill. And a lot of Native Americans, they don't ride with the saddle. They used to just ride bareback on horses back in those days. That's some
that's
impressive shit.
badass.
Yeah, some real impressive shit, man. Anything from you, Dave? You have any notable women, Native American women you have thought about?
my mom, because she's Cherokee and she's been through a lot. I mean, she has a lot of kids. But I also want to say once again that this is to all mothers out there, especially once again my wife Angelica. I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day, even that we're pretty much the next day, and hopefully you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, and just like always, like I said, this one's for all the Native American women, all the women, but specifically the indigenous women that are missing and murdered. We need to keep the awareness up. You know, all those women that are missing, and don't forget too. In November is Native American Heritage Month, but that is the reason why they wear a handprint over people's mouths to signify. It's something to think about. It was a nice one with everyone. Happy Mother's Day. And Dave, you want to
Yep.
get us out of here?
X Anthony, as I am Rambo, David. Until next time, this is the Peace Pie Podcast. We will see you in the next amazing episode. Thank you. Goodbye.